Past the halfway stage now, over in the Europa League, of course. Which clubs are edging closer to the knockouts and which clubs are edging closer to the trapdoor? We're going to take a look at all of it, and we're coming at you next. That's right, folks, back to another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 4, of course, in this year's Europa League, of course, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you've been, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and hit the old subscribe, your one-stop shop for Europa League, Blackburn Rovers, and world football is right here in a bloody basement. That's right, of course. We are recording this a bit wild style, of course, so hopefully you can smash your like and smash the subscribe to support the channel in another way. Which clubs are going through, which clubs are going to go home, we'll take a little look in a second, of course. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty then, folks, let's jump into the deep end, of course, and revisit my picks. Then, of course, we'll take a look at how you guys got on in your own prediction league. Links to the prediction league is in the description, I believe. If not, you're out of luck, because it's so difficult at the moment. Anyway, let's kick it on off with Molde. 5-1 winners of a Hacken. I went with the 2-1 win myself. I got 41 points, which is an increase from last time, which is great. So that's great for me. Meanwhile, Rakow drew with Sporting Lisbon. 1-1. I went with the 2-0 win on the road. Sturm Graz with a 2-2 draw against Atalanta. Again, I went with the visitors on that one. Meanwhile, Limassol lost at home to Real Betis 1-0. I went with a 2-1 win for Betis, not too shabby on that one. Sparta Prague with a 0-0 draw against Rangers. I went with the 1-1 draw myself. Marseille 3-1 winners over Athens. I went with a 2-0 win myself on that one. Freiburg 3-1 winners over Bakak Topola. I went with the 2-1, not too shabby on that one. Olympiacos 2-1 winners over West Ham. Shit the bed on that one, didn't they, the Hammers? I went with the draw myself. Leverkusen 5-1 winners over Qarabağ. I went with a 3-0 win. Pretty good on that one. A Sheriff with a draw against Servette. 1-1. I went with a 1-0. Meanwhile, Roma 2-0 winners over Slavia Prague. I got that one spot on the nose. Rennes 2-1 winners over Panathinaikos. I went the other way on the scoreline. Liverpool 5-1 win over Toulouse. I went with a 3-0 and I played my booster on that one. Meanwhile, Union Saint-Gilloise 2-1 winners over LASK. I went with a 2-0 win as well. And Brighton 2-0 winners over Ajax. I went with a draw on that one. That's that. This, of course, is the group tables. Let's have a look at these things here, of course. West Ham United top charts over in Group A, with Freiburg not too far away. Of course, Olympiacos not out of it yet. Marseille top charts in Group B. Athens, then Brighton. Ajax are absolute dog shit this year. Group C sees Betis leading the charge here. Sparta Prague and Rangers still continue to squeak through as well. Atalanta top charts with 7 points at the moment in Group D. Sporting Sturm Graz not too far away. Liverpool perfect record, 3 for 3 for them. Of course, it's the battle for second spot, which is wide open, of course. Meanwhile, Rennes 6 points out of 9 for them. Top the charts in Group F. Panathinaikos, Villarreal duking out at the moment for second spot. Roma again perfect record, 3 for 3. Slavia Prague, Servette as well. Well, not really in it, but Leverkusen also 3 for 3. Qarabağ, Molde, and Hacken. If you look at this though, in Leverkusen, your Romas, your Liverpools, Atalantas, your Marseilles, maybe you've got a nice little competition bubbling on here, which could really develop into those knockout stages. Of course, but we'll have to wait on that one. But let's of course have a little look at how you guys got on and see where my 41 points does in the table. Don't look at that, it looks bad already. But of course, we are looking at match number 3, and the winner is Hansworth with 56 points. Well done to you, James BFC with 52. Miguel with third in 51. I didn't do that well then, I guess. I'm down to 16th. Pretty poor score for me. Yeah, not great indeed. But it's a bit of a stinker, but hey, we'll keep on keeping on with the next one. And of course, the current situation in the older league has Worsty, 162 points, leading the charge by Nico ZT, NG 100 on 151. I'm down in 9th. Need a good weekend to get myself back into the deep end. Of course, but we are wasting no more time for match number 4. And we're going to jump straight into it with the next one, Qarabağ against Leverkusen, against games taking place on the 9th of November. What did we say? We said Qarabağ against Leverkusen, hopefully. We have no dramas. All right, then, let's take a look forward at the first game, of course, coming at you with Qarabağ up against Leverkusen. Now, of course, now these two sides have played each other just one time. We'll talk about that shortly. But Qarabağ, the host, coming to us without a win in the last 3 games. 58% form for them at the moment. Meanwhile, of course, they are second at the table with 6 points. Leverkusen, of course, top with 9 points. And, of course, looking A-OK, both domestically and in the European competitions, as they've won at least 6 games on the bounce. Unbeaten, in fact, in the last 16 games, 100% form for them. Previous match was a 5-1 win for Leverkusen in Germany. Of course, the German outfit coming on the back of a 5-2 win over Sandhausen, domestic cup. Qarabağ losing to Ajax in their domestic league back on the 30th of October. Of course, Leverkusen taking on Hoffenheim this weekend. Oh, bollocks. What's going on here? What's going on here? Everything's hit the shit the bed here. The odds here coming at you for this game at 11-2 is your Qualibag. We've got 4-1 is your draw, 5-2 on is, of course, your Leverkusen. They're going to win this one, aren't they, the Germans? Going to go with 3-0 win for them on the road. Meanwhile, we have Slavia Prague up against Roma, of course, that is next on the docket. Of course, now these two sides have played each other. Again, computer is playing silly beggars. Played each other just the one time. Slavia Prague on 75% form for them right now. Just one defeat of the last 6. Of course, they are second in the table with 6 points on the board right now. Up against Roma, just one defeat of the last 6. 83% form for them right now. Top of the table with 9 for 9. And of course, looking to make it 12 points for them with the W. Of course, 2-0 win it was last time around in Roma. Of course, Slavia Prague did pick up a win over Bohemians Prague this past week or so in their domestic top flight. Roma did lose to Inter, of course, but they're taking on Lecce this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Slavia Prague taking on Pilsen. They're also expected to win that game as well. The odds here, we have Slavia Prague 21-10 for the victory, 23-10 is draw, 11-8 is your Roma here. Going to go with a scrappy affair, 2-1 win for Roma, getting the points, and again, edging closer to the knockout stages. Servette of Switzerland up against Sheriff of Tiraspol. Over in Group G next, of course, Servette, 75% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5. Third in the table, though, of course, with just 1 point at the moment, of course. Coming up against Tiraspol, of course, in 4th, just 1 point on the board, also unbeaten in the last 5 games, 67% form for them heading into this. It was a draw last time round in Tiraspol back on, of course, the 26th of October. Servette, they're big 4-1 winners over Lucerne Uchi in the Swiss Cup round of 16 most recently, with Tiraspol beating Ogeni of their top flight cup in the round of 16 there. Taking on Melsamai this weekend to Tiraspol with Servette taking on Zurich, of course, on the road, but expected to lose that one. But the odds right here right now, Servette 4-3 on for the victory, 3-1 is the draw, 10-3 is your Sheriff Tiraspol on this one. Tough one. Gonna go with the host here though. 2-0 victory for me, for Servette. Kick on forward though it is Maccabi Haifa up against Villarreal. That's coming at you as well over in Group, what have we, Group F. Now these two sides never play each other, of course. Haifa coming to on 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6, however just 1 win in 5. They are bottom with 1 point at the moment. Up against Villarreal, 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat the past 6. They are third in the table with 3 points on the board at the moment. But of course coming at you on the back of a 5-0 win over Chichitanana in the Spanish Cup round 1. Maccabi Haifa's last match was against Panathinaikos way back on the 5th of October. Of course, Villarreal taking on Bilbao this weekend. They're expected to lose that game, but the odds here for this one, Maccabi Haifa 13-5 for the victory, 12-5 is draw, 20-20 is your away side. We're going to go Villarreal here, 2-1 winners on the road. Haifa might get a goal, but again, pretty unsure what's going on with the games located in Israel. Rennes up against Panathinaikos, coming at you over in La France. Of course, played to just a one-time. Rennes, though, 40% form for them right now. Back-to-back games, though, without a loss. They are top of the table with 6 points right now. Up against Panathinaikos, just 1 defeat over the past 6. 67% form for them right now. They are second with 4 points on the board. The previous match was a 2-1 win for Rennes in Greece back in, of course, 26th of October. Rennes with a draw against Strasbourg most recently, with Panathinaikos 5-0 winners of Panathinaikos in the Superliga there. Meanwhile, Panathinaikos taking on Lamia this weekend. They're expected to tonk them. Rennes going to Nice, expected to lose that game. But the odds here, we have Rennes 10-7 on for the victory, 3-1 is your draw, 7-2 is your long shots here. Going to be a home victory, I think. We'll go 2-0 win as well. Go with a similar popular vote on that one. Sticking in France, though, we have Toulouse taking on Liverpool. And of course, Toulouse have nothing to lose. That's right. Toulouse coming at you on 50% form for them right now, without a win in the last 4 games. But of course, that's 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. They are third, but 4 points on the board right now. Up against Liverpool, unbeaten in the last 6 games. Of course, winning 4 in the bounce. 92% form for them right now. Top of the table as well with 9 points from 9. Previous match was a 5-1 win in Liverpool, but they did play each other in Toulouse way back in August 2007. It was a 1-0 win for Liverpool as well. They conceded 1 goal against Toulouse over the last 3 matches. Toulouse did lose to Montpellier most recently, but they're taking on Le Havre this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Liverpool did beat Bournemouth, squeaked through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Taking on Luton this weekend. They're expected to tonk them as well. The odds here, Toulouse 11-2 for the victory. Of course, 4-1 is the draw. 5-2 on is your Liverpool. They're going to win this one, aren't they? And I think they'll do it as well. 2-0 win on the road for this one. Last hitch up against Union Saint-Gilloise, of course, coming at you from I believe that's in Austria now. These two sides again play each other just the one time. Lasic, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat past 5. Fourth in the table with 0 points on the board right now. Up against Union Saint-Gilloise, winning 5 of the bouts. They are second in the table with 4 points on the board right now. of course. Previous match was in Belgium. It was a 2-1 win back on the 26th of October. LASK squeaking through to the next round of the Cup in Austria in penalties over KSV 1919. Meanwhile, St. Louise picked up a 2-1 win over Mew in their Belgian Cup there. They're taking on Bruges this week and they're expected to win, with LASK taking on Sturm. They're expected to lose that game. But the odds here for this one, over in Austria, 12-5 is your host here, 30-5 is your draw, 21-20 is your away. And I'm going with a draw as well. I think I'm going to go with a 0-0 on this one. Point split right down the middle on this one. Ajax up against Brighton. Have Ajax turned a corner? I don't know, really. I'm not really. I know they're in trouble, but of course, looking to get themselves back into something. Again, the players of the earlier in the campaign. Ajax just 1 win in 6, and 25% form for them right now. Brighton 1 win in 6, also 42% form for them right now as well. Last, Brighton currently in second with 4 points on the board, up against Ajax, who are in fourth with 2 points on the board. Of course, the last time around was a 2-0 win for Brighton, back in Brighton, of course, on 26th of October. Ajax did beat Volendam this past weekend in the Eredivisie to get themselves moving. Brighton with a draw against Fulham. Brighton also actually gets in-form Everton at the moment, and of course Ajax taking on Heerenveen in the top flight over in the Dutchland as well. The odds here, 3-1 is your Ajax, 16-5 is your draw, 11-8 on is your Brighton. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a tough one here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Ajax on this one over Brighton, which might be a bit of a surprise for some. Hacken are going to take on Molde in a bit of a Scandinavian crunch clash on this one. Of course, Hacken. They're Swedish, that's right, Swedish, of course, up against Molde of Norway. Of course, Hacken coming on 42% form for them right now, but back-to-back defeats. They are fourth with 0 points on the board right now. Molde, of course, 2 wins in the last 6. They're on 33% form for them right now, of course, but they're third with 3 points on the board. 5-1 it was for Molde last time around in Norway. Of course, Molde picking up a 4-1 loss to Tromsø. Of course, we really like Tromsø, of course, with the MGP connection on that one. Hacken with a 2-1 loss against Malmö in the Swedish top flight there. Taking on Malmö this weekend, Hacken, they're expected to lose that game. Molde taking on Rosenborg, they're expected to win that game as well. But the odds right here now, Hacken 8-5 for the victory, 11-4 is draw, 20-20 is your away. I think Hacken want to get a bit of revenge here, but I don't think they're going to get it. I'm going to go with a 2-1 loss. Molde with the W. They must be a better side on that one. Sporting Lisbon taking on Rakow, of course, coming at you over in Portugal. Now these two sides again played each other earlier in the campaign. Gosh, come on, computer, don't do this to me. All right, played each other one time, of course. Sporting Lisbon unbeaten in the last 5 games, 75% form for them right now. They are second with 4 points on the board. Up against Kraszkow, of course, coming at you from Poland, 50% form for them right now. 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. They are fourth right now, Kraszkow, heading into this with just 1 point. Previous match was a draw over in Poland. That was back on the 26th of October. Lisbon with a big 4-2 win, or Sporting with a big 4-2 win over Firenze in their Polish Cup competition most recently. Portuguese, sorry. They're taking on Estrela and Madora in the Portuguese top flight this coming weekend. Kraszkow with a 2-0 win over Lotz in their Polish Cup. That was, of course, after extra time. They, of course, through to the next round. Taking on Zangre Lublin this weekend. They're expected to win that game as well. But the odds here, Sporting a 4-1 on for the victory. 5-1 is your draw. 10-1 is your long shots here. We're going with a home victory. We're going to go 3-0. And, of course, we're taking the points. Staying in Portugal. Atalanta against Sturm Graz, of course, coming at you as well on this one. Where is it? There it is. Middle of the pack. Now, these two sides. Again, played each other earlier in the campaign. We'll talk about that shortly. Atalanta, though, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the past 6. Top of the table with 7 points at the board at the moment. Me and Sturm Graz are second with 4 points on the board. Just 1 defeat in the past 6. 75% form for them right now. Sturm Graz haven't lost any of the last 7 away matches. Atalanta haven't lost any of the last 8 home matches. The previous match was a 2-2 draw. That was over in Austria. Atalanta with a 3-0 win over Empoli most recently, taken on into this weekend. They were expected to lose that game. Sturm Graz with a 3-2 win over GAC in the Austrian Cup. Round of 16. They're through, though. They're taking on LASK this weekend, where they could just about win on that one. The odds right here, right now, we've got Atalanta 4-1 on for the victory, 5-1 is draw, 10-1 is your long shots. It's going to be a home victory, surely. We're going to go 2-2 win with the popular vote as well. Rangers against Sparta Prague, of course. Rangers under new managerialship, hoping to get themselves a little bit closer to the knockout stages. Of course, played each other 3 times in 2021. We've got 1 win apiece and 1 draw. Rangers, though, unbeaten in the last 5, 75% form for them right now. Third on the table with 4 points on the board right now. Meanwhile, Sparta Prague are on 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat the past 5. Of course, second on the table with 4 points on the board right now as well. Last time around, though, over in Scotland, it was a 2-0 win for Rangers back in November 2021. That was in the Europa League Group A. The previous match was, of course, most recently back in the back end of October. 0-0 it was over in Prague. Rangers, big 5-0 win over Dundee, most recently taking on Hearts of Midlothian this weekend in the League Cup semi-final. Sparta Prague, 2-1 winners over Bohemians Prague in their cup competition, taking on Bohemians Prague again in this week in the domestic league on this one. Alexa, stop it. Kicking on forward to the odds then, shall we? Sparta Prague, even Steams for the victory, 13-5 is your draw. So Rangers even Steams for the victory, 13-5 is your draw. 13-5 is your away win here. We are jumping into the deep end. What we got going on? We're going to go with a 2-0 win for Rangers here under new managementship, and I think they're heading in the right direction on this one. Real Betis against Limassol come at you over in Spain. Now these two sides have played each other just the one time earlier, and of course we'll talk about that shortly. Betis, of course, top the pops right now over in Group C, 6 points on the board right now, unbeaten in the last 6 games. 83% form for them right now. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 9 games, and they haven't lost any of the last 8 home matches. Meanwhile, Limassol coming to us on 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 5. But they are 4th in the group with 3 points on the board right now. Last time around, it was a 1-0 win for Betis in Cyprus. That was back in 26th of October. Betis with a 12-1 win, just a 12-1 win over Hernan Cortes, most recently in the Copa del Rey. Limassol picking up a 1-0 win over Ophelos in the Cypriot League there. Of course, taking on Nia Salmina this weekend, with Betis taking on Mallorca, where they're expected to win that game as well. But the odds right here, right now, we have Real Betis 10-3 on for the victory, 70-4, sorry, is the draw, 70-2 is your away win here. It's going to be a home victory, and it could even be a cricket score. I'm going to go 4-0 on this one for Real Betis, and I might even play my booster on that one. Get in there on that one. Meanwhile, we got AEK Athens against Marseille coming at you this coming weekend or this midweek in Greece. Now, these two sides have played each other just one time. We'll talk about that shortly. 58% form though for Athens right now. Just 1 defeat past 5. They are 3rd with 4 points on the board. Up against Marseille side, 42% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 4. They are top though with 5 points on the board last time around. 3-1 it was. 3-1 it was last time around in France back on the 26th of October with Marseille picking up the W. They also are in action this weekend, taking on Lille. They're expected to win that game as well. Meanwhile, Athens with a 2-0 win over PAOK most recently in the Superliga in Greece, taking on Kasiva in their top flight, expected to tonk them as well. The odds on this one then, shall we? We've got Athens 29-20 for the victory, 12-5 is draw, 7-4 is your win. We're back in the host here on this one. Going against the grain, 2-1 win. Athens taking the points, Marseille taking the L. Into the final 2 now. It's West Ham up against another Greek outfit, is Olympiacos coming at you over at the London Stadium. Now these two sides played each other twice, of course, in 2006. Of course, West Ham, though, on a right bit of slumpy form right now. Just 1 win in 5, 42% form for them over the last 6. They are second in the table with 6 points on the board right now. Olympiacos just 1 defeat past 6 of them, 75% form for them right now. They are 3rd with 4 points on the board as we speak. Last time around, that it was in Greece, 2-1 when it was for Olympiacos back on the 26th of October. West Ham, big 3-1 winners over Arsenal in the Cup. They're through to the quarterfinals there. Of course, West Ham taking on Brentford this weekend. They're expected to lose that one. Olympiacos 2-0 winners over Crete in their top flight, taking on PAOK this weekend. They're expected to win that game as well. But the odds here for this one in London, 64 on is your West Ham, 3-1 draw, and 50-4 is your away one. We are going to go 3-1 win for the Hammers here, comfortably done, and of course 3 points in the bag. And then wrap it up. It is Freiburg up against Freiburg up against Packak Topola over in Germany. Now these two sides again have played each other at one time. We'll talk about that shortly. But Freiburg coming to on 33% form for them right now. They are top of the table, of course, with 6 points on the board, but just 2 wins in the last 6 games at the moment. We might back up Topola on 25% form for them at the moment. However, just 1 defeat past 4. However, they're winless in 9 games and last 5 and won any of the last 5 away games. They are bottom of the pops with 4 points, but just 1 defeat in the past 4 because they've drawn 3 last 4 games, of course. Last round 3-1 win it was for Freiburg, of course, in back up to Pola. Freiburg losing to Paderborn in the DFB Pokal most recently, but they're taking on Gladbach this week and they're expected to win that game. Meanwhile, back up to Pola taking on Red Star Belgrade, or they took them on 1-1 draw it was there, taking on Kurakakai this coming week in their domestic league on this one. But the odds right here and now, we got Freiburg 7-1 on for the record, 50-2 is your 14-1 is your long shots. It is going to be a home win. I'm going to go with a popular vote. 3-0 win in the end on that one, guys. That is my picks from actually before. Of course, a quick recap of it as we scroll through that. And those are my picks, guys. Don't forget to get your own predictions in, of course, using the link in the old description down below. See if you can out-predict me, the Prediction King, of course. We look forward to seeing you when we come back around for match day number 5. That's right. But until then, subscribe. Of course, whopping 78% of you are unsubscribed. And make sure you bang the like to get the YouTube algorithm working for you. But until then, I'll see you soon for the next.